Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? Come on in. Come on in. Let's get some. Let's go. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Say, can we talk about it? Let's do it. Let's go. Patterns of behavior, y'all. Let's talk about it. Y'all know what we came to do.
Long before we start up the movement. How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we say fuck this piece shit and grab them clappers? How long before we lose our voices shouting Black Lives Matter? How long we gon' keep letting them disrespect our president? How long we gon' keep letting them terrorize our residents? I'm sick of this shit. It's word to Bernie Mac. How long before we police ourselves, take our own streets back? How long for Uncle Tom here and hate on this shit? How long before they take a shot at me for making this shit? How long I gotta wait for justice for Josiah Shaw? How long we gotta fake it till we can take it and whack 'em all? How long we not gonna make these youngins pull their pants up? How long we gonna keep letting them shoot us down with our hands up? How long we gonna keep killing our own and making these streets hot? How long will what I say to you stay with you when the beat stop? How long's your attention span? How long you watch the news? You ain't down to shake shit up with the rebels for the cause? I ain't talking to you. How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long we gon' continue to march and be all talk? How long we gon' keep letting them outline us in chalk? How long before we do better, expect better, and get it? How long we gon' keep letting them think we all ignorant? How long before we expose their white supremacist views? How long we gon' believe every excuse they report on the news? How long can they use the black president as a dismissal? Like racial inequality is not even a real issue. How long before we quit acting like junkies? We built this country. How long before they know you ain't a watermelon eating monkey? How long must we continue to lose lives by guns and knives? How long before we take our baby mamas and make them wives? How long before we hold them accountable for treating us like animals? How long before we set the example when take what's tangible? How long will you be complacent with dealing with all this hatred? How long? Cause I'm sick of this waiting. I'm getting impatient. How long, man? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long we gon' keep waiting, y'all, before we get it together? How long before we will look to ourselves to make it better? How long before we go back to caring for the community? How long before we stop showing buffoonery and show more unity? How long before we stop marching, protesting with no results? This country's foundation was resulting from tearing shit up. How long before we become more strategic, make them believers, get them tactics up? They ain't bagging up, and we ain't either. How long before there be another murder, they out to purge us? How long before the black and the brown wake up and merger? How long we divided while everybody's united? In the past wars were won when people got fed up and collided. How long we continue to let them corrupt the art form? How long I gotta wait for justice for Daniel Hawthorne? Trump be Hillary visibly with white supremacy. How long will they continue to destroy us beyond politically? How long, man? Before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us?
Yeah, y'all, what's really good? What's going on, man? How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. It's your boy, Brother Provoke Thoughts, here with another one for you tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about some things, man. You know, we gonna correlate, we're gonna do what we do, but we gonna talk about some things, man. I was sitting at work, man, and I was thinking about, some of the things that we talk about in our conversations and how we get down with this, R. Kelly fight, and some of the things that we've heard people say and discuss when perpetuating the narrative that is the narrative that's that I would say not even the majority of the public, but the public that's powerful enough to make something happen believes about R. Kelly. Okay, so I want to talk about patterns of behavior. So we got an individual whom was, for all intents and purposes, taken advantage of as a child, and didn't really have a say so, and nothing that happened to him. I would say, even when you going through and trying to navigate through adult life, getting taken advantage of because you have certain deficiencies, which has seen all type of things happen to him as a kid, getting shot, getting robbed of his bike, even the molestation of his sister and the dude down the street, or whatnot that popped off. But for some strange reason, you don't hear anything about any family members coming forward saying, hey, when I was this age, he did this to me. Or no high school girl saying, when we was in, or elementary school girl saying, well, hey, I lived down the street and he did this to me. Or nobody saying that in his 20s, early 20s, before he went on to Natalie Cole's big break and, got his big break, saying, hey, he did this to me. So to correlate a pattern of behavior when that pattern should have started earlier, and it shouldn't start just because somebody got money, don't get a record until they get a record deal type of ish, because what that portrays is a level of complicity until you felt like you could benefit from it, or it didn't even happen in freaking all. And I'm leaning towards it didn't even happen in freaking all type situation. So when you got, a superstar individual the caliber of an R. Kelly, or even the caliber of a P. Diddy, and I kind of, like I said, reserving judgment for P. Diddy just to be fair, but bruh, it's crazy with all the stuff you got going on. Jamie Foxx, all these people, you want to reserve judgment, and it's crazy because people are more prone to reserve judgment now. You hear more about the money grab now than you used to. They saying it out loud on TV. Well, this person thinks that it's a money grab. It is. Is it a money grab? Y'all even asking. Y'all didn't even ask that question when it came to the art at all. And the ladies went to the same lawyer. All of them cracked open the phone book and landed on Susan Loggins. I don't know. Seriously, they leave R. Kelly house and Susan Loggins call their cell phone. I don't know. Is Susan Loggins standing outside the concert? I don't know. She at the barbecue joint. I don't know. She may be in Chicago at Kenny's Ribs, or at what's his name, Harold's Chicken and Fish. I don't know. Susan Loggins was able to, her pattern of behavior was to get a girl, get a settlement of $250,000 every single time. That's a pattern of behavior. A pattern of behavior is this actually happening most of the time when his albums dropped. If you look at the timelines, almost every time in the beginning of his career when his album dropped, it was an allegation to follow pretty much behind it, before, like behind the tour bus or something. I don't know. It was crazy. But we have to look at things like that, man. We can't, accuse one person of a pattern of behavior in a certain area, but we can't accuse people of a pattern of behavior in certain areas, like the BLP. I'm certain that if we reach back a little bit further than your normal reach back, there is a pattern of behavior of BLP officials and officers stealing people's jail information and bartering it off, or using it as state's evidence, or somebody paying them to do it. That is something that happened. I don't care. You ain't giving away R. Kelly nothing for free, bro. I know I'm not. I get his R. Kelly content away for free. But if you felt like it, you smash that cash app scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I ain't tripping. But at the end of the day, the only thing if I got something that's worth something when it comes to this man and what he's going through and how he's going through it, of course, absolutely, I'm going to get money for it. That they was selling his memorabilia that they broke in his house and stole. So there are patterns of behavior, but the pattern of behavior that they're trying to push to us is not that. Not that. I'm not sure about the Diddy thing, and we got to start diving into these things because, there may be a level of fuckery afoot in this stuff too. You never know, man. Because at the end of the day, if you go for the money, if you go for the cash drawer at the end of the day, and that's enough to shut you up, it was never about your victimization. As much as people say that a person settles, that makes them guilty. If you take the money, then it was not about you being a victim. It was about you getting paid. That's what I want. That's what I want people to understand. That's real, 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 real. Y'all who in here, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe. We trying to get things cracking over here. My boy Big Vibey working them funny shifts. And, we got to keep this content moving, keep this real talk going. Try to be great out here. I want people who maybe never really thought that they wanted to get on and talk before, hey, go ahead and jump on. So click the link, make something happen, So, we want to talk about patterns of behavior. We want to talk about the people whom get in this man's life, start peddling him with business deals after business deal after business deal. That's a pattern of behavior. Jumping from one superstar to the next, trying to get rich, whatever, or get fame, or however you want to look at it. That is a pattern of behavior. These are the things that we need to look at when we get to talking about people and patterns. It really, really happens. It's really, really real. So, I just feel like that we need to just be more aware, be alert, know exactly what's going on, and we'll be cool, man. All right, anybody go ahead and get ready to comment in the chat because we're going to ask a few questions. We're going to provoke a little thought off up in here. Okay. So, one of my questions is going to be for the day. And I know this is going to be kind of like a dumb question, a bird duh. But is it okay to violate a person's rights? Okay. And what I mean by that is they are accused of something so heinous that you say, screw it. We're going to go ahead by any means necessary and try to get this person because they are accused of the most dastardly things. We're not going to even allow for the process to be the process. We are going to circumvent the process to lean it, to tip the scales of justice. So what I want to drive home is the fact that when you look at the scales of justice, the scales of justice are balanced and blind. Okay. And what you do is everything is weighed evenly. But when you tip the scales, when you tip the scales prior to you changing the weight and the whole circumference of the situation, man. And that's pretty much what they did. They tipped the scales of justice, literally. They 90%. For real. They put an anvil on the other scale. It might seem like nothing to some, but it's everything to people who believe in rights and believe in justice and believe in, and believe in, fairness in this world. You got people who are Christians that say he got what he got, and no matter how what do you get him. What? Are you a Christian? No, this has to be fair. Because that's the same way that they did Jesus when they strung him up. And I'm not trying to compare the man to Jesus at all. But that's pretty much what happened. They strung him up and said, oh, no matter how you get him, just go ahead and get him, and convicted him of some BS and strung him up. They killed him. So we got to get into the mind frame of it's not okay. It's not okay in my book to violate somebody's rights, to do somebody wrong, to cheat to win, and then do a victory dance when you know good damn well that you didn't get that win fairly. You did not get that the fair way. And that's just not cool at all. It's not cool. You cannot cheat to win and then run around like you won the Super Bowl knowing that you pretty much got a false victory. These people who did the R. Kelly case of the Houston Astros out here, man. Straight up. They stole the whole conviction. But from what we gathering, they still in elections too. So we kind of hit. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Shoot, where my guys at, man? I need me some J-Rock. I need some Muse Black in this camp or something. I might need to shoot a text message hollering at some people. Big bye, where you at? Where my people at in the chat? If you here, let me know. But yeah, when it comes down to it, man, we got so much going on in our world right now, man. We got so many of our black people being scandalized, dogged out, ran through the grease. And a lot of us as black people, we embracing this shit. And did you hear what happened? Now, I think it's freaking sad, man. I really do. I think it's sad that we can relish in our own people's demise. I think that it's freaking sad that it's obvious that some people have had problems or whatever the case may be, and nobody close enough to them was able to even say, look, man, you need to go get some help. You're too busy worried about the money or whatever the case may be. Regardless, man, you got to have some people in your world, man, that care about you enough to tell you the truth. You have to. And if you don't have that, then you might as well just, I don't know, it's crazy because if you got glad hand and yes man, you end up in a bad situation. Because people are, yes, you right into a jailhouse. Yes, you can do this. Yes, you can do that. You can have this female. You can snort this cocaine. You can do all that. You the man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yes, yes. Can't have people like that around you. You got to have people with the strength to tell you no and the ability to risk your anger in doing so. That's how you get real responses out here. And I feel like that a lot of this situation that happened with my man's was because of glad handing. Yes, man. That just yes, yes, yes. You the man. You this, you that. You dope. You the bomb. You blah, 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 blah. And go talk about you behind your back when they're done. Simple and plain, man. It's a simple application. And it works out just fine for me. Real. So I don't know, man. We got 6 people in the live right now, man. I don't know. I know I ain't got that many people yet, but it's going to grow. We're gonna go from 6 to 60, 600, 6,000. We're gonna go, and it's gonna happen. I ain't trying to invent, to reinvent the wheel, do anything spectacular. I just want to speak the truth and bring it to you how I bring it. Some of these things be short because you know what? Like I told y'all before, I'm a whole bachelor, man, and I like to move around. I might be in my 40s, but I still move and shake and do what I got to do out here in these streets because I still can. So on that note, I'm gonna cut this one a little short. I'll probably be busy up until the weekend, so we gonna talk about something else, or if something hit my heart to go ahead and talk about, we'll go ahead and talk for hours. But it's not okay to violate somebody's rights at all, man. And we really have to learn how to do better and not have this happen in America. And that's my time. 22 minutes, no commercials. It's about a half-hour Netflix show. So I'll holler at y'all later. You know what I'm saying? It's Mellow Night Tuesday. Go ahead, fry you some chicken and sit on the couch with your baby girl. Chill out. Your baby boy, whatever. And y'all have a good night. Love you. Peace.